Welcome, everybody, to the comicbookinvest.com Hot 10 List Show. I am Brian McClay from Tales from the Flip Side, here with the one and only Ben Stein, the writer of the list. Of course, we've got the Mighty Mel V in the house, and Bird City Anthony Laura. Thank you for joining us. So stoked to have
that beat go hard, bro.
We got the family back. The family
we back in the building.
Brian, did you hit my plugins? Because I ain't live, brother.
I see it live. You're live. Everything looks good. I got a green check mark. You should be good.
Okay.
So, all right. So,
hey, I like the intro music though, Brian.
Word.
You like it? I like it.
That beat was definitely fire.
We're gonna continue going on. Happy July 4th, everybody. We appreciate you guys being with us. As you guys can see, Miss Laura from Bird City Comics is completely hammered, so we're gonna give her shit all show.
Not hammered.
Holy shit!
It's party time.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit. So make sure you guys do us all a favor. Go check out comicbookinvest.com for all your comic speculation needs. Make sure to go check out Bird City Comics over at facebook.com Bird City Comics and at Bird City Comics on Instagram. Make sure to check out the Mighty Mel V channel on YouTube.
Yes.
Make sure to go and subscribe.
Yes.
I really want to real quick before we get into it. Shout out to the Mighty Mel V channel, just because they've been doing some really crazy, good things over there with what are you calling it now? You calling it It's Lit right now?
No, it's Drunken Chat. Listen,
yeah.
we got this new thing my man Lucas came with called the Wall of Names, and we just get drunk and give away ridiculously great books. Just drunk and we get just ridiculously great books we gave away.
I got one getting ready to go out right now.
Yeah, what did you give away?
Well, let's see here. I think I gave away. I did give away a Wraith number 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I gave it to me.
A Spiderman 20. That's the arrest cover. We gave away a Thor 5. We gave away Spider-Man 18. We just keep drunk and just give away we don't give away dollar books. We don't give away dollar books. So
where can I get these giveaways? Because I didn't get none of these.
Mighty Mel V.
The Mighty Mel V channel.
Okay,
just
guys, Mighty Mel V show. That are all books that I want, and he's giving the shit away
for free.
Oh God, go get him and click the button.
Spider-Man 12, The Kiss, but there's another one at 25 variant. We gave that away. It's like a $50 book. Just
make sure you
guys. I thought we were cool, bro.
Go and subscribe. Hit up Comic Crusaders on Instagram too. Big shout out to Lucas over there. Lucas dropping some knowledge in every show. That dude has got some great spec knowledge. So if you guys want to check out some really great future spec, go check out the Mighty Mel V channel. All right, let's get into it this week. Man, this has been a crazy list this week. Excitement is just brewing back in the hobby, and we're going to start it off with my romantic adventures. The Golden Age honorable mention this week. What do you say, Ben?
All right, so this is a really hard book to find, and honestly, I think maybe tonight this might be like a biography of Laura is what's going to go down with Laura tonight. Jailbird romance.
Laura. It says bad girl.
Yeah, if you read the little caption, it basically looks like she just killed somebody, and that's why she's in jail. So who knows what in the world's going on with this thing? But really hard to find. I could not find any graded sales. The highest graded copy sold this week for $1,200, but the highest graded copy is only a 6.5. So that's it. There's nothing higher than a 6.5. I know John Z a long time ago mentioned some of these romance books from the Golden Age to pick some up, and I think if you can find these type of covers and stuff like that, they can be worth good money.
I gotta admit, since I came on, start doing the Hot 10 show, I have greatly appreciated these crazy covers. You know what I mean? I look forward to them each and every week, man. This wasn't as crazy as past weeks, but this is still
No. The romance ones are definitely not going to be, they're not going to have any swastikas or any, headless, dogs or anything like that. But this was pretty wild for itself. But
well, this
is my life right here, guys. If you look, you got Laura.
That's definitely Laura.
Handcuffs.
That's definitely Laura.
All kind of bad girl, and then I make her cauliflower tacos, and then I'm the dude in the corner.
Cauliflower taco.
All I got to do is make her some tacos, and then I'm my man in the corner. But prior to the tacos, I got to watch my back.
She might murder you.
That's right. I might live.
This next honorable mention this week is straight from my own heart. G.I. Joe number 104. Is that what it? 194.
Yeah, please tell me you have this. Do you have this book?
I do not have it, but as me and Mel and Anthony were all talking before the show, we all want this book now.
I want this book.
Yep, because it all takes us back to our childhood and nostalgia. And what the hell is going on with Snake Eyes Green Suspenders is what Anthony brought up earlier. What?
I mean, what's he holding up? His bodysuit?
This is Snake Eyes, bro. He gets to wear what he wants to wear. Snake Eyes, dude.
Why does Snake Eyes have suspenders?
Suspenders, guys, and they're like, "What's up with those?" And he's like, "Say something."
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys had any other information on this. I had very little, but there's one guy selling these on eBay, and I've never seen this book, and I bought a lot of G.I. Joe 1 and 10 variants, and I've never seen this one. But this guy, one guy has 6 copies, and he's not undercutting himself. I mean, basically, he's got them listed at 300. And he sold one, and there are no other copies. So
as soon as you said 300, I stopped typing, looking for.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I see his vision, but 300.
We could just make it into a shirt.
So you guys notice that Laura comes flying in the picture, and then she leaves, which means that they're in the loading screen or the battle bus. And when they jump to the battle bus of Fortnite, she is now gone.
I can't blame her, man. It's a holiday. It's Friday. You ain't got shit to do but play Fortnite. So
that's what we do.
I love G.I. Joe. You guys all know I talk about G.I. Joe all the time. I'm the type of dude that I'm the type of dude that tries to pick up all these badass G.I. Joe variants, and this is one that I do not have, and I'm hating myself for it. But I have a feeling that this is the type of book that you might be able to find in like half price books or something like that. Because I don't think a lot of people know, just like we don't know a lot about, some of these covers. A lot of other people don't know about it. So you might be able to find something like this in half price books or a dollar bin somewhere.
Yeah, I would say that most people would probably look at this and not realize that this could be a really valuable book. Because it's just, it's got that, it's basically the cartoon on the cover. And so it doesn't have that look of, hey, this is something you should have.
Yeah,
I would have bought this book off just exactly for what the reason you said it, just because it's nostalgia.
Yeah, I was making that comment earlier. I said, "What is this? A video game cover for like Natari or what?" But you wouldn't know by looking at it.
You know what I want to do? I want to start talking shit about this book, so it'll go down in value and pick up a couple.
Shitty cover that is. Yeah. All right. Before we get into the Hot 10, I want to give a big shout out to, of course, comicbookinvest.com. Make sure you guys go check out comicbookinvest.com for your comic speculation needs. Amazing articles, amazing. You get the list every week on Friday. I'm going to do myself a solid and take listeners' advice and not show everybody the list before we finish it. So big shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody that leaves comments on the page and on YouTube. We read them and we appreciate your feedback, and we'll do our best to make the show better for you. So
and there's a list this week that Van Dimby did of Mayhew covers. Holy crap, it is massive. And I love Mayhew, and I've loved him for a while, but there were dozens of covers on there that I had no idea about. It's a very, very extensive list, so definitely go check that out.
I didn't speak to my man Dimby in a minute. That's the man right there. Shout out to my man Van Dimby.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not only that, big shout out to Mike Mayhew for joining everybody or joining the guys on 3 Comic Money. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, Mike Mayhew is stepping into the hot seat for 3 Comic Money for the next couple shows. So make sure you check out the latest one they did on Gorilla covers. And they've got a couple more shows coming up with them. So make sure you keep an eye on there, like and subscribe to the Tales from the Flip Side channel, and you hit those bells and you will be reminded. So on to the list this week, number 10, the Civil War to number 4 book that everybody's talking about that just it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but the book is selling, and that's why it's on the list.
I'm not mad at it.
No.
You're not mad at it?
Nope, not mad at it. Couple of reasons.
Why are you? Okay, I'll let go. You go first. Why are you not mad at it?
It was the spec. The spec came from Jim's Comics. You know, that's when I first heard of that. It makes. And why am I mad at it? Because it makes sense. The spec makes sense.
Right.
I don't know. What's the book's gonna do down the line? But in terms of spec making sense, she does come back.
So for those who don't know the spec, what is the spec?
It is Immortal She-Hulk.
First Immortal She-Hulk.
Right. Now, the reason why Immortal Hulk was so good was because story, Alex Ross covers. It was the perfect storm of everything. Immortal She-Hulk might sound a bit forced. However, if we're talking about the spec itself, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at the spec at all.
I'll agree. It is a little forced, but hey, if the past is for any show, and again, it shows anything that. A lot of people are grasping at straws here, but some of those things hit, and when they do hit, you never know. So that's one of the reasons. But I also agree that it feels a little forced. I don't know much about this Immortal She-Hulk stuff. I would understand if the series was already pretty established and they were moving forward, but I get it. Everybody's trying to find that book that you can pick up for $1 or $2 to $3, and it's gonna win the spec lottery. So. We all get it. It does seem a little forced. I'll agree.
All right. So yeah, I agree with you, Mel, and that's what I've kind of put in the article too. Is cover, the Alex Ross Immortal Hulk covers. That might be his greatest run of covers ever, and that's saying a lot for Alex Ross. But let me see if I'm just doing a real quick share screen here because I don't know if you guys actually saw it because the Immortal She-Hulk is actually coming out in August or something like that. Or September. Okay, if you haven't seen it, this is the cover for it. It is horrible.
Is that great?
It is terrible. So we're already on a terrible start. This is not Alex. I think he's doing a variant for it, but I don't think he's the regular. I don't think he's doing regular variants. But this is the A cover. It's terrible. I mean,
yeah. Her muscles have muscles and muscles.
Yeah. Her look at her big toe. I think is bigger than her head. I mean, come on. It's not good. So all right. So now we've got 2 strikes. No Alex Ross. This is already forced, and then you've got. So now you've got. Let me stop screen. Yeah. So then you've got the fact that this book is. I mean, the Civil War II. I mean, there are dealers with stacks of these, and they're like, we never could sell this book at all. Yeah. Look, Anthony's saying he's like, yeah, I got a bunch of them.
I got a fucking long box full of these things.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
The homie Dollar Bin had a great point. There's a 1 in 10 Phil Noto variant. Again, not the greatest of cover, but if you're looking for that, if you want to go with this spec, you got to go with the 1 in 10.
Yeah, I think people that were pushing this, and I don't know this Jim guy at all. I don't know where the spec came from.
Good dude.
It might be. And like I said, I don't know him at all. But picking up on this type of thing, and I don't even know how he presented it. I don't know if he was saying, hey, you should go.
No, not at all.
You should go get this. This is a good spec or whatever. I mean, books like this are. If you're going out and spending the $20-some that people are spending on this, you might as well just toss it out the window. It's not coming back. This is not going to be a $50 book. You're not going to double your money. You're just throwing money away. And I think people that throw these things out there, and I get it's hard sometimes to try and make content. for these type of things because, there's been, basically almost everything's been speculated on. But when you throw these things out there, you have to overemphasize the caveats with what you're saying. If you're not explaining, hey, yeah, Mortal Hulk, huge success, but it came out of nowhere. It was way underordered. It was great art, unbelievable story. All those things was a perfect storm.
Exactly.
If you don't explain all that and say, oh, well, Mortal She-Hulk's got a chance to do the same thing. This is her first appearance, and then leave it at that. Well, then you get people going out spending $20-some on Civil War II #4.
But I will say, if you can find this in the dollar bins and you can throw it up there and make a little bit of money off of it, do it.
And you will find these in the dollar bins because I passed up on like 4 of them the past Saturday.
Yep. So, and that's what I was going to say right now, guys. When you look at a book like this is what makes spec hunting fun. You look at a book and you go, man, that's garbage. Now it's worth something, and you would have never known it. And it still may be worth nothing down the road. But for right now, people are going to pay for it. Hence why it's number 10. And this is why this is fun.
And more importantly, I think that this is good where we can talk about these books and all have different opinions on them because, man, the opinions vary wide and far in this spec world. And the fun is like Anthony said, it's in hunting these books. It's that type of stuff. So we appreciate everybody out there. We're gonna get on to number 9. This is a great book in my opinion. I love this cover. Yeah. I love the cover. I love Miles Morales spec. I love the character, but this is Ultimate Spider-Man #1 and the 1 in 25 variant on this?
1 in 50.
1 in 50.
1 in 50, Brian.
Woo!
And it's Fiona Staples, so she doesn't do a whole lot. She doesn't do a lot outside of. You guys, does anybody know Saga's ever coming back? Because it's been on hiatus now 2.5 years.
I have no idea. I feel like not to get in a sidetrack, but I feel like that is a lot of comic people's dream to see that book on the big screen and to have that book come back. That is a lot of people's favorite book. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I understand why the book is hot. I don't understand why they go on these long delays. With the book that hot.
But anyways, I think Fiona, the variants that she has done, end up doing well. And I think we all kind of knew this was, especially once, we kind of saw, it kind of looked like it was straight from the movie. But my gosh, 98 copies a couple weeks ago was worth $300 to $400. They are now $1,000.
Remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about the Spider-Man 12. And I said there was a cover that has no first appearances, so that'll sell for $1,000 and 98. This is the book I was talking about. This is the one at the tax cabinet, and it's got this funny story about this book. Paul Problem from Flipside. He showed me this book. He said, Mel, it's $100. I know you like the cover. Do you want it? I was like, nah, Paul, you're gonna have that. He picked it up. I didn't pick it up.
At least somebody got it.
It's a Mel's problem.
Yeah, it's a Mel's problem.
Hey, yeah. In the long run, any advice you ignore from Paul is the best advice.
Drinking $900 bottle wine right now in that cup instead of whatever you got.
Yeah.
I probably get some haircuts and some Grubhub with the money. That's what I used to do with my comic money.
Refill.
On to number 8. Now this is a fun one for me. I don't understand how people do not love Beavis and Butthead. I get it. I grew up on this shit, man. This takes me back. Yes, sir. This takes me back.
Brian. I got a story.
Yeah. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for
Look at this. Yes.
I can't wait for the new one just to see how bad they fuck it up because I don't think you can redo Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm getting a lot of hate. I was never a fan. I was never a fan of these motherfuckers.
I think it was only
it was really bad. Like the art was terrible and just.
I love Ren and Stimpy. It was the same silly shit is this, but I hated Beavis and Butthead. I just hated them. Sorry.
So here's my story with Beavis and Butthead. I went to, if anybody's familiar with Arizona, I went to Glendale High School and got booted out of there. So I had to go to Maryville High School, which is the worst high school. Okay, you following me, Mel?
Yep, with you.
I walk into the football weight room, new kid, and I walk in and I'm super scared because this is a way more crazy school. And this guy looks up at me and goes, and I went, and it was on. I was in, and he was referencing Beavis and Butthead.
And only he knew.
And yes, and that guy ended up being one of our starting quarterbacks. And I was in, and I remember, I never forgot that over this stupid ass comic right here.
Yeah. Yes,
That's
sir.
hilarious.
So
Now,
what is
there are tons of copies of this out there. If you're
Yep.
gonna look for like rare Beavis, and go for the last issue, which is 24.
Yep.
That's a tough one to find. That one's really tough to find. So
The what? Say it again.
issue number 24. It's
It
the
went
last.
that far.
The last issue of the series. They're falling from a plane.
Yep.
There's
But,
a couple
yeah.
good covers in the end of this
On the
run.
ground have our parachutes, and Butthead's like, what?
yeah. That one's a tough one. Really tough to find. So
Yeah, shout out to Dollar Bin. We appreciate it, brother. We appreciate everybody out there. So
absolutely.
joining us.
Dollar Big good people.
So what is this book going for right now?
It's about 15 to 20 raw, which is, I mean, it was kind of, like a $3-4 book last week. So, I mean, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure everybody kind of has these. And if you want it, I would want it in high grade. But I'm like you, Brian. I mean, are they bringing back the original voice actors for this, or?
This sounds like they're trying to do an updated version where I just don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see how they can update this. Like, it's such a sign of the show and everything about it's such a sign of the times.
Yeah, the stuff that they got away with on this, I don't think they can get away with now.
No.
Oh,
No.
for sure.
I don't think it'll make make
up,
air.
It's not an MTV show anymore. Who picked it up?
Comedy Central, I believe.
They're still around?
Yeah, I haven't watched normal TV in 10
Comedy
years.
Central does what? What else do they do?
But Comedy Central's the same. They're owned by the same parent
Viacom,
company as
right?
MTV. Yeah, they own MTV, right?
Yeah.
Or is there an MTV? I don't even know if there is.
Yeah. Shout out to JB over at Discovery Comics. We appreciate you, brother. Keep up the good work.
JB. I got a story about JB. I used to make. I'll tell you off here.
I bet you he appreciates that.
With JB, good people.
He is. He's good people. All right, let's get on to number 7. Now, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This is the Ramos variant of the first appearance of Silk. We've talked about. I think last week the normal cover was on the list, and we talked about this book last week or the week before. So I'm not surprised to see it on the list. I like this cover much more than the normal cover, and if I was going to spec on anything, this is probably the book I'd spec on. I know there's another variant out there, I believe a store variant, if I'm not mistaken. Ben, let us know what's going on with this.
Yeah, the Campbell, and the regular issue made the list last week. Which, by the way, I believe I could be mixing this one up with Venom 3 because those two books for some reason seem to be on like the same trajectory or whatever. But I mean, raw copies are of the A cover are like close to $75-80 now. But this one is hitting not 400 plus now in 9/8. It's only a 1 in 10, so it's not like it's rare. And it was part of the Diamond Dump in the
exactly, yes,
in the Five Below packs. But I think kind of what our lesson or what kind of we've learned from those things when they were happening, everybody was like, dump them all, get rid of them all. There's a million copies out there, and I don't think it matters. I think the amounts that ended up in those packs or the amounts that ends up in some of these diamond warehouse dumps is small enough to where it really doesn't impact. If it's a good book, it's not going to impact like we thought it would.
It was a retailer in New York City that had a stack of these at my first NYCC I went to. These covers here, they were selling for like $50. They're stacked.
Yeah, I would love to hear if there's anybody out there that has some better information about the Five Below packs and how all that happened. That would be a great story to hear about, what went into that if we could ever find out, because there were some major books that were in those Five Below packs. I mean, you see what those variants for the Miles Morales
Ultimate Fallout 4.
Ooh! I mean, if you're getting $8,000, $9,000 a book for some of those copies,
for a $5 comic pack,
and however many comics were in the pack, you could have got that and this Ramos, maybe in the same pack.
Every time it's one Five Below, it's in the middle of the hood around me. You go there, ask for comics, they look crazy.
Hey, we've got some Five Belows around me in Ohio, and I never found this one. I never found the Ultimate Fallout 4. I never found really anything of value in any of the comic packs that they had at the ones around me. But
it's a bunch of Fantastic Four shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to number 6 this week. And this is a fun one, I think. I think this is Mel. You kind of talked about this on your show last week, I believe. This is the Thor number 5, the variant of that first appearance of the Black Winter. I like the spec on this book. This, for some reason, this reminds me of the Thanos 13 Albuquerque variant and everything that kind of happened with that Perfect Storm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The regular issue was at number 2 last week, and it's still selling in that $15-$20 range. This one was selling $70 last week. This is now $100 plus. So this one has, as you know, Mel's hater wave. It survived all that.
Yeah, for sure.
It survived all that. It's now increasing in price. The problem is going to come in with what is actually this first appearance of this character, because I know that there's the Silver Surfer Black number 4 or 2 or whatever it is. They're saying that that's him, but Donny Cates is saying no, that this is his first appearance. None of this other stuff. And sometimes you have to take what Donny Cates says, because he knows what the market is and he knows how to market himself and what he writes. So you have to take kind of what he says with a grain of salt. But
this series to me is reminding me so much of how it's riding that same wave as the Immortal Hulk. Great read, great story, great characters. It's very organic. This issue 5 could be Immortal Hulk 2. You know what I mean? On that same wavelength. And I had this in my cart last week. 80. It was like 75 near mint. I'll get it in the morning. It'll be up drunk as hell. I'll get it in the morning. It'll be there. Now I have none. I have none.
That's all of us, bro.
Yeah, none of us have it, I don't think.
I don't want to pay the $1.25, but you'll be kicking myself in the head 3 months from now, not paying the $1.25.
And this is the interesting part. Styx says, didn't the writer come out and say this was his first appearance? Again, this is the craziness. I mean, like, once you get publishers and writers start playing in the spec game, you got to be very careful, because it kind of feels like insider trading almost. So I hope he's that realizes he might be skating on thin ice. And here's a perfect example. Somebody went and looked at an older issue and said, hey, this might be the first appearance of the Black Winter. And everybody says, yeah, that looks just like it. And then Donny Cates comes out and says, absolutely not. The first appearance is in this book. It feels so much like, you remember when we all found out that Cosmic Ghost Rider was Deadpool, and he switched it on us just because
it was totally Deadpool. I don't give a fuck what he said.
Yeah.
It was totally Deadpool.
So that's what I'm getting, that kind of feeling with this. I hope that doesn't continue. I hope that we don't start getting more stuff like that. but I do like the energy that he's brought back into the hobby. He's definitely part of this big energy push.
I want one, and I waited for the undercut wave. It happened, but I just didn't pull. Just don't drink and buy. You know,
that's the word. That's the words of wisdom this week.
I'm down to do a show. Drink and buy.
No, you don't. Not with me.
And we'll do a live video the next day. Be like, what the hell did I buy? Powder.
Just give Laura the credit card and put a computer in front of her with eBay and just see what happens. See what she buys by the morning.
I would watch that 45 times a day.
Credit card tomorrow. I need to buy 5 comic books. You tell me what they are.
Matter of fact, we're gonna do whatever.
Yeah, it could be whatever she wants, and just
whatever you want
tomorrow.
Dealer's choice.
It'll be interesting to see where this ends up. This will be definitely one to keep an eye on.
Laura's gonna buy those romance comics. We see that honorable mention.
Yeah, the Golden Age.
Thank God there's no Fortnite comics out there, or is there?
No, he's not talking
There
about
is.
I mean,
There's Fortnite.
Laura says
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Okay.
Ooh, and Fortnite's got the one that's got the copper tone homage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Laura collects all of the comics from was it Scout 1 or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
This is a fun one. Paper Girls #1. I love the Paper Girls series. Yeah, this is number 5 on the list this week. Paper Girls #1. I love the creators of this book. I love how Image rolled it out. I loved all the little extras they did. I was happy to see that it got optioned. What's going on with this book this week, Ben?
Yeah, so this was optioned a year ago, last July. So copies back a year ago started selling again. Haven't heard a word about it since until this week when one of the showrunners tweeted out a copy of the script. It had the Paper Girls with the exact same font, and it was kind of on its way. And it's going to be a show. It's going to be a show on Amazon Prime. So they are actually. It's not just in development hell or anything like that. It's actually being worked on. And so kind of just when you start seeing little things like that pop up, it renews the interest. Books start selling. All the cheap copies disappear off eBay. That's kind of what happened here. Not a month ago you could have gotten 9/8 copy for $60. Now it's $100. Raw copies are back up $20 plus. So that's kind of like the cycle with these indie options.
Was it a pre-release like a gazillion?
I don't think it was low.
I don't think it was
for an Image book.
I remember going to Midtown just reading up. That was before they had that fucking one per customer bullshit they got there.
But it was less. If I remember right, it was less than Saga. I mean, Saga 1 was massive print run. I mean, like 70,000 or something like that. So I believe this was less than that. Now, obviously, it's not gone. Well, I don't know. Maybe at this point, Paper Girls is probably getting, that's probably the number of issues since Saga stopped at 51. It might be getting close. I mean, at this point, but I mean, it is a Brian K. Vaughan book as well. So,
I held one. I saw all my shit. I held one back just to see. Now, what is this? This story's about time traveler. It's like Stranger Things with time traveler.
That's like the best way to kind of explain it to people out there to get into. It's almost like a female Stranger Things type thing. It's a fun story. One of the things that I was explaining to everybody earlier is one of the things that I really loved about how Image and the creators rolled this out is they did a lot of little freebie things. One of the things that if you sent them at one point, if you sent them a self-addressed stamped envelope, they would send you these cool little membership cards to the Paper Girls Club, that they in the story and this and that. And then they would just keep sending you stuff, cool little extras and freebies. So maybe that'll be something cool, with the high print run book that if you can get those freebies in, put those freebies in with your sales, it might add a little bit of extra, money on the back end.
Is anybody else noticing the look that Laura's got on her face? It's this look of like
focus in on
she's lost.
Put on a big screen.
I'm like something's going on.
I know we're talking about something yellow. I think number 5 is yellow.
Oh, perfect. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, happy 4th of July. Great weekend.
Right?
It's Friday. We ain't got shit to do. It's time to have a good time and enjoy.
And how can you not love Laura? She's just
I know.
the epitome of awesomeness.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. I'm in my PJs.
I thought it was a shot. I got a shirt just like that.
Victoria's Secret, baby. All right.
Oh no!
Whoa,
don't say that.
Mel.
Yeah. Don't say that. Mel ain't got one of
What's
those.
going on, man?
They don't fit big bodies like me, bro.
On to number 4 this week. This is one that we've been talking about for a little while now. It's been on the list a couple of these times, and this is some Riri spec. This is gonna blow up too, right? I mean, if everything else is blowing up, why not her?
Why not?
Well, and I don't know, what do you guys think as far as, do you have to have both 7 and 9?
I thought 7 was the clear winner. I guess it's not.
Well, 7 is the first full appearance of her, of Riri. Number 9 is the first appearance of her in the character's costume, unnamed, because they still hadn't figured it was Ironheart yet. But
there is another. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I was just going to say. So it kind of has that same, which is more important. The first time the character, like in their regular life, appears, or the first time as their superhero alter ego. Which one is more important?
Well, if we say that, there's another book after this that I'm going to talk about some other time. Is where she actually wears her armor and gets her name. And if you guys want to do the research, you go right ahead and do the research. But I'll be talking about it a little bit later on. I don't want to talk about it now, but there's another book that you might want to pick up. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh.
The crazy thing is you see where a lot of the spec is heading. It feels like it's heading younger, and we're seeing Silk and Spider-Gwen and Miles and Ahsoka Tano and all this younger spec for this younger crowd. Riri's got to be put in there. I could see Riri blowing up just like Miles has, and just like Silk has. If that's where this is going, she's the next logical step. One of them,
especially with the, what was it? Almost, I think it was either confirmed or almost confirmed that that kind of Robert Downey Jr. is going to voice something. He's probably going to do his AI Iron Man, and
I told y'all.
And if he does, I mean, he's going to be doing it to he's going to mentor Riri. So
is he? Is it going to be Riri or his daughter? That's the scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's still that chance, right?
I would say at this point it's going to be Riri. I don't see how it would not, just because of what I mean. It again, in this day and age, I think it's the logical fit. It needs to happen, and it's going to happen.
They could do a thing where it's like War Machine and Riri, but who plays the War Machine role? I mean, you have Tony Stark's daughter, who should be, the helm, taking over the helm, but you can't put Riri in a War Machine type role. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well said, Mel. Well said.
I like that.
I'm trying.
I like that. That's good spec. All right.
What does Laura think about this?
Well, I think it can be compared to Eddie Brock and Venom or Jenica. And Jenica as a turtle.
Really?
I just read Dollar Bin's exact.
I'm about to say, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's the alter ego that is more important. Thank you, Dollar Bin, for helping me out there.
There's a funny story. Last thing about this cover is issue 12. The cover looks very similar. And I see 4 or 5 of them. I'm digging out, boom, 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 boom. I get to the register. Oh, wait. This ain't 9. It's fucking 12. Look at issue 12. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I know. I had the same problem. Yep. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Before we get on to the top three, real quick, I want to give another shout out to Bird City Comics. Make sure you guys go check them out. Facebook.com, Bird City Comics, at Bird City Comics on Instagram. Thank the wonderful Anthony and Laura for joining us every week. Of course, make sure you also go check out the Mighty Mel V channel on YouTube. Amazing spec over there. Fun times for all. A good night just hanging out. So make sure you guys go check it out.
And we do ridiculously drunk, incredible giveaways, and we give away like $50 books just for nothing, just for coming on and just commenting. We have a lot of fun over there.
Has anybody ever asked this stupid? This is probably the dumbest question ever. Why is it called Bird City?
Phoenix. Yeah. It's Phoenix.
Phoenix.
I mean, but why is Phoenix called Bird City?
If you go and Google this and you type in different name or alternate name for Bird City Comics, the Urban Dictionary lists Phoenix as Bird City.
Because Phoenix is a bird, and because we have the Cardinals, right?
Oh, I'm with you now.
You got me?
We're Bird
Cardinals.
City.
Yeah, okay.
Plus, it sounds kind of hard, so you don't want to fuck with us too much.
Yeah.
So Phoenix doesn't have like a mass amount of like really cool birds. You just took it because it's a Phoenix.
Yes.
Tell me this, Ben. Is a Roadrunner cool? Our pigeon cool?
We have pigeon. We have quail.
We got quail. We got dove.
Yeah.
That's all the birds I know.
And we call our people that join our group Mother Fluckas.
Yeah,
so that's cute.
If you join the Bird City Comics family, you're part of the Mother Fluckas.
It's a whole fucking rabbit hole now. Okay.
I'm glad I asked.
I also, if you guys get a chance, make sure to like and subscribe. And we got 60 people in the chat right now. It looks like so. Do us a favor and go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribing. Check out all the amazing shows on the Tales from the Flipside channel. Real quick, I also want to give a quick shout out to my homies over at the Absolute Geek podcast, which is going on right now live as we talk. That's why you don't see me over there, because I'm doing the Hot 10 with you guys. Usually after the Hot 10 show, I jump on back over to Absolute Geek. So make sure you guys go check out the Absolute Geek podcast on YouTube. They got
the butter. Is he a wizard?
That guy on the bottom, everybody, is the one and only Solo Wookie. That is Solo Wookie.
That's a wizard right there.
I'm super Gandalf.
He is a Star Wars wizard and a good dude. And big shout out to Kyle, top right, and Matt, top left. If you guys want, head on over there afterwards, and you can check us out. Or
this is like some Inception stuff, man. Like podcasts, and there was other podcasts, and Brian's on both of them somehow.
They don't even know we're watching them, man. It's crazy.
Can I give a big shout out right now? We got Chad Cave and Braden Moran each watching the CBSI Hot 10 presented by the four of us
and
right here.
Comics are fun. Those are all
comics are fun.
People.
Those are all our people. So we appreciate you guys coming out supporting us. As always, we are still drinking.
And Chad Cave said, "Bullshit. That's Gandalf."
Brandon Moran sounds like a badass Jedi.
Yes,
he's the type of Jedi where his parents have a yacht. Braden Moran.
Number 3 on the list this week. Back into some Walking Dead. I think this is much needed to put a little bit of excitement back into the series. And it kind of did that with Negan Lives, the one shot that was put out by Image this week. There's some craziness going on with the gold variant. I couldn't believe what these were selling for. Like $300 right off the pop or something like that.
Yeah, consistently 175 to 200, but yeah, there was some higher listings and higher sold. I think the Midtown had theirs listed at
500.
450 or something, and it sold. So
that's a fucking car payment.
Yeah. I don't. Did anybody get the regular and read this?
I haven't read it yet, but I have had a couple of buddies that have read it, and they said it was awesome.
Okay.
I'm really surprised that it was just a one shot.
Let me ask you a question. What's this here? Here's Negan. It came in a couple of months ago, right? Or a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
what was that? There was the collected stories from the Image magazine or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly what that was, and I think it was an origin story about Lucille, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
That was fun Walking Dead spec time. That was at the time where Walking Dead was was on complete fire. Everything that Walking Dead, came out just instantly burning on fire because it was so damn hot. Everybody was going crazy. Now it's ice cold. If you guys ever wanted to, build that Walking Dead collection, no better time than now, I'd imagine.
Is it ever going to have that long? I mean, like that. That thing of, this is, 10, 15 years from now, I mean, is it still going to be a thing, or was it just nobody's going to even know what it is?
See, that's what I'm worried about. And if nobody, because there was a lot of people talking, in the last couple of years that Walking Dead #1 was quote unquote our generation's, Amazing Fantasy 15 type thing. And that has completely fell away. It's sad. It's really sad because a lot of people, like, that was their intro into comics. That was kind of like a lot of people's Preacher or Sandman for me back in the day.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you would have expected that to have crashed. #1, 9/8, just to fall off. It's still a $2,000 book. Consistently. I mean, it's still consistently selling right now. It's selling. Now it dropped, but now it's back up to $2,000. So it's consistently a $2,000 book still. So,
yeah, it's 2000. That's right, Anthony. You can choke on that again one more time.
As soon as you said that, I developed hiccups all of a sudden. No, my boy Braden Moran says, "Well, it's technically not a yacht." It's dumbass. Oh my god! Sorry. Okay, get back to work.
Well, the Walking Dead one thing is interesting because it was a short print run. It's like 7,000 books, if I remember, or is it 7,000 per each one of the black and white Image indices?
No, I believe 7,000 total.
Okay, so 3,500 each one. That's a small print run for a book like that. So I can understand that price holding. Especially how many of them were left out of that initial print run, that stuck around in good condition. But if you look at some of the prices on some of the other books in that run that were just getting top dollar, they're not anymore. I know there's a lot of people sitting with a lot of Walking Dead spec that I imagine they want to get rid of, including myself. So
first alpha, beta.
Yeah, check out Comics Are Fun. Walking Dead TV show has killed the book's prices. I completely agree. The TV show, the comic is greater than the TV show, and the TV show is what the masses watch.
Yes.
Hiccups. So anything the TV show is going to reflect poorly on the comic books, which suck because the comic book series is spot on.
Yeah, I agree. I think where and we can get into a long, drawn out discussion on this, but I think Rain has the answer correctly in that Rick and Carl were everything. And the second that they tried to kill, or that they killed off Carl, it just went downhill. And I really hope that what Dollar Bin is saying, that when the movie comes out again, hopefully it'll spike the keys, or at least gain a little bit more excitement in the Walking Dead run in general. So We'll see. You never know. All right. Real quick, what are these selling at now? What are some of the gold and silver variants selling at now?
Ben? Yeah, the golds are, as of yesterday, the golds were 175 to 200. Silvers, I think, were about 75, about half that. And I'm not sure how many silvers did the stores get, 2 per store or 3 per store? I don't know.
Two silvers per store, 1 gold, from what I was told. I could be wrong, but
no, I mean that makes sense. I mean, because it was about half. It was about half the price for the silvers.
So somebody got a gold and silver for $265. That's not bad.
No.
But that's what I mean. You think about all the other 1 per store variants; those usually only sell about $50.
Right.
So the fact that it's getting 175 to 200 is quite impressive.
People are gonna wake up.
Number 2 this week is an exciting book for me. I love the spec on this book. I love how this book has climbed over the years.
Yes.
This was a book that I don't think there were very many people at all that knew about it when it first came out. I don't remember hearing about it when it first came out. Shortly thereafter, it started gaining a little bit of ground. But over the last 2 years, this book has just every book in the initial 5-issue, 6-issue run went crazy. And number one right now, I've heard $800 prices for 9.8s. Anthony, I think you got a story about selling one recently.
I got a story too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I had a guy hit me up and he said, "Hey, you have one?" I said, "Yeah," and he said, "Oh, $200." And I said, "Buddy, message me when you got an offer," and he did, and he got the so.
Shout out to Nico from Tales from the Flip Side. He said, "Hey, no, you should. This 9.8 $500. You should go ahead and buy it." I got no $500 thrown around on a comic book. Wish I did. Wish I did.
$500 to wait for a bottle of wine, huh? Man?
That's what I'm saying.
I get the hiccups, bro.
Bro, is that not that I wish I did, but if Nico tells you to buy a book, a nice key, you might want to do that.
Yes, I agree with you.
Many a time.
I agree with you. Look at Laura over there causing problems already.
Well, that's really funny.
She thinks because she's cute in her Victoria's Secret outfit, she can just knock shit over.
I didn't even think of that.
It's funny when you talk about that 509.8 Mel, because that's now what 9.6s are selling for is 500.
And another funny story. I found one in a box, and I sent it to CGC, and it's still sitting in received hell for the past 10 days. But
Yeah, I'll give you $100 for it right now.
dead.
Yeah.
Cash money, bro. Cash money. 100.
No, Bird City Comics bucks.
Yeah, that just means you got store credit.
Now, is this the print run on Adam the Blue Marvel 16-17K? Is that what we're hearing? Because
I've never actually looked at the print run, so
okay.
I don't know. I just know I know a lot. I've found a ton of books over the past 6-7 years. I mean, a ton of books, and I've never found this book.
What is the appeal? What is the appeal? Because this happened before I got back in the comic. What is the appeal for this Blue Marvel?
The only thing I can think of, because I've never read the book. The only thing that I can think of is that it's a black main character. Was that what?
I mean, it was all, but even before black main characters started to become a thing, it was always a hot book.
But
like before Riri, before the Black Panther movie, it was always
but when you say hot, I mean it was like $40 or $50, not 400.
Yeah.
But
400,
this is also
400 for a raw copy. I mean that's X-23. I mean that's Laura Kinney first appearance. That's how much those raws go for. I mean that's basically what this book is selling for now. Is the same as MYX3. So I mean.
Do you know what is the character actually about? We see him in MCU.
Well, here's what I remember, and I'm not 100% sure, so people are gonna destroy us in the comments about this. We're on a comic book show. We should know what the comic's about, especially it's number 2. But if I remember correctly, they gave him like a history where he was one of the original heroes in Marvel Universe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but if that's the case, I don't see how they can't try and bring this character back or some type of lineage. And if it does get hot, like you're saying, Ben, getting into those prices of X-23 and stuff like that, that means that there's a pull for it. People want to hear this stuff, so or see it.
Yep.
So, all right. On to number 1 this week, and this is another fun one. This is the John Tyler Christopher Rogue Negative Space variant. I love this. I love all of John Tyler Christopher's Negative Space variant. This is one that is starting to heat up considerably. I think like $300-$400 copies is what they're selling for. And
it's past the Wolverine.
I like this better than the Wolverine. I mean, I don't see who couldn't. This is
me.
You don't like this better than the Wolverine?
No, the Wolverine's on point. You got claws. She's doing is going, "Oh, I can't hear you, Brian, because the Wolverine covers better." Saying that, and the Bird City Comics color scheme is black and yellow, so I got to go with my man Wolverine. I love all of these covers are legit to me. So, do your thing.
Amen.
What is this going for?
Almost 400.
Raw.
Yep.
And how did you get this book?
It was in May, which was slightly over a month ago.
Right.
It was $100. Then it went to 200. Now it's 400.
Yeah, I think these books were all at a 3,000 print run, if I remember correctly. That seems to be what he does on these type of books.
So
they're
not hyper rare, not hyper rare for a variant.
No,
not for 3,000 print run.
But
yeah.
But I would say that probably a lot of people just at this point it's kind of like building a set. Everybody's kind of wanting all of them, and so they're not those set collectors are probably just not going to get rid of it.
Yeah,
because they can't replace it at that point. You sell it and you break up your set. Your set's done. You're not going to repurchase it.
Right. So I have this book, and then I've got the Wolverine book that Brian and I are talking about, and I went to look for it the other day, and it's not in my save box. So I'm looking around. I'm like, where's this book at? You know where it's at?
Where is it at?
It's in my son's room.
Yeah.
On his wall.
On his wall.
And So
with the push pin right through the middle of it.
Exactly.
So Brian's talked about this a lot. Burst City Comics, we do our own infinity frame, and this guy's got 6 frames. And what he'll do is he'll come into my office and he'll steal books and put them in his frames.
Smart guy.
And I'm like,
smart kid.
Bound Tyler Christopher go, and it's in his bedroom. And I will post a picture tonight on Instagram.
Yes.
I thought he was putting pins in it like Rocky Dennis and Mask. Remember he had those baseball cards just sticking pins in the motherfucker?
Yeah. All my Jordan posters, the corners are just completely tore up because he's ripping them out. All right.
We legit. We use infinity frames in my house.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Infinity Frames. Make sure you guys go check out the Infinity Frames over at Bird City Comics Facebook page. And where else can they find them at, Anthony?
If you go to birdcitycomics.com, I got the Infinity Frame there, and every exclusive we take part in, plus any slab that we have signed, blue label, gold label, whatever you want. We got it.
Why come I ain't get no Infinity Frame?
What's up?
Ask.
Yeah,
Mel, PM me your address. I'm gonna send you a little goodie basket.
Goodie basket.
Sweet. I like free shit.
I love free shit.
And Mel, where can they get more free shit?
It's drunken chat, son.
It's drunken chat, son. Make sure you guys go check it out.
Yeah, please join the channel. Mighty Mel V YouTube channel. We give away ridiculously crazy free shit. The drunk I get just the dumber the giveaways. You know what they say? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You play stupid games over here, you win great prizes.
Yeah.
That's what alcohol does. Alcohol just makes you jovial and give away free shit. So.
And Mel, we got to get you on Bird City Comics. Bird City Comics Live Mondays and Wednesdays. So you let me know what day's good for you, and we're gonna get you on there.
We'll
maybe Wednesday. I don't know. My wife be yelling at me, so I gotta let you know.
No, we want your wife on too.
Nah, she'll play. She'll play well with others.
But Mel, you're only allowed to come on there if you're wearing your Victoria's Secret.
I got that shirt. I got that shirt.
You got a dripping swag. I want you in your Vicky C. your Vicky C, and then you could come on.
I got that shirt.
We want to give a big shout out to everybody in chat tonight. Thank you so much. Dollar Bin, Almighty Liger King, Sticks, Chad Cave, Braden, everybody that's been in the chat tonight. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your guys' viewership, and make sure you like and subscribe. Share some of this stuff out. Get some more people checking out Bird City Comics, Mighty Mel V, and the Tales from the Flip Side show. Make sure you guys continue to check out comicbookinvest.com for all your comics and speculation needs. And other than that, we are out. Peace.
Peace.